Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Last week in Carlisle, January 12th through 18th, 2026. Major arrests, job market shifts, and campus changes. It was a very busy and chilly week for all of us here in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Between January 12th and January 18th, 2026, we saw everything from big changes at the college to serious updates from our police department. While we were all bundling up to stay warm during the deep freeze, our community kept moving. We had some tough news about local jobs, but we also had reasons to celebrate with sports wins and business milestones. Whether you missed the news or just want a recap, here is a quick list of the main stories that impacted our neighborhoods last week. Police investigations. Officers made a major arrest in a 2024 overdose case and are investigating a theft at Giant. Fire department news. Crews put out a large barn fire on South Middlesex Road. Dickinson College updates. Leadership announced big renovation plans for the Student Union building. Workforce changes. We received sad news about layoffs at 2 local logistics companies. Business milestones. Carlisle Companies, Inc. celebrated 65 years on the stock market. Sports victories. The Dickinson Red Devils had a winning week in basketball and squash. Weather report. We faced freezing temperatures that dropped into the teens. Community events. The library and theater hosted events, and we remembered neighbors we lost. Real estate market. Home prices jumped up with 5 properties sold in the area. Police make major arrest and investigate theft. Our local police department was working hard to keep our streets safe this week with 2 major headlines. First, on January 18th, officers arrested 39-year-old Daniel Bittner after a long investigation into a sad event from November 2024. Police were called to a home on Walnut Street back then for a medical emergency, where a man passed away from a drug overdose. Mr. Bittner has now been charged with drug delivery resulting in death and involuntary manslaughter. In other police news, officers are asking for our help identifying a male suspect who stole items from the Giant food store on South Spring Garden Street on January 16th around 11:22 a.m. It is important that we all keep our eyes open and report anything suspicious to help our officers. Firefighters battle barn blaze on South Middlesex Road. Our brave first responders had a very difficult start to their Monday morning just as the week was wrapping up. Emergency crews rushed to the 300 block of South Middlesex Road to fight a large barn fire. Fires like this are always scary for our community, but we are thankful to hear that there were no injuries to any people. Reports also suggest that no animals were inside the barn when the fire started. The road had to be closed while our firefighters worked to put out the flames and clear the area. We are very grateful for the volunteers who work hard to protect our property and keep us safe during dangerous situations like this. Dickinson College plans major hub renovations. Big changes are coming to the Dickinson College campus that will change how the school looks and feels. During a town meeting on Friday, January 16th, President John E. Jones III announced a new project to renovate the Holland Union Building, which students call the Hub. The first phase of construction is set to start this spring and should be finished in 2026. The plans include creating an open floor plan, adding more natural light to the dining hall, and replacing the old spiral staircase with a new stairway. They will also fix up the entrances near Britton Plaza and College Street to make the building more welcoming for everyone. Workforce changes. We received some sad economic news this week regarding our local job market. The warehousing and transportation industry is very big here in the Cumberland Valley, but it is seeing some slowdowns. State data confirmed that GXO Logistics Worldwide on Carolina Way began layoffs that affect 69 employees as of January 12th. Additionally, Keene Transport on Harrisburg Pike has scheduled layoffs to start on January 20th. In total, these changes mean that about 121 jobs are being lost in our area's logistics sector. We're thinking of our neighbors and friends who are dealing with these job changes right now. Carlisle Companies celebrates 65 years on NYSE. In more positive business news, one of our major local companies celebrated a huge achievement. On January 15th, Carlisle Companies Incorporated marked its 65th anniversary of trading on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a big deal for our local economy to have such a long-standing business performing well on a national level. To make the week even better for them, the company was named a Most Honored Company by a major ranking team for the third year in a row. Success stories like this help support our local economy and remind us of the strong businesses we have right here in town. Red Devils score big wins on the court. It was a fantastic week to be a sports fan in Carlisle, especially if you cheer for the Dickinson Red Devils. The men's basketball team gave us a great game on Saturday, January 17th, beating Haverford College 79-68. Dane Moran played an excellent game, scoring 17 points and grabbing 14 rebounds. The men's squash team was also unstoppable, shutting out Bard College 9-0 on Friday and then beating Vassar College 8-1 on Saturday. While the women's basketball team had a tough loss against McDaniel College, our swim teams also got to compete in a big meet against IUP and Bloomsburg. Deep freeze hits the borough. If you stepped outside this week, you definitely needed your heaviest winter coat. We experienced a true winter cold snap from January 12th through January 18th. The week started out cloudy with highs around 31 degrees, but it got much colder as the days went on. By Sunday, January 18th, the low temperature dropped all the way down to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. State officials from PennDOT warned us to be careful on the roads because of the freezing conditions. Dealing with icy spots and cold cars was a challenge for all of us living in the borough this week. Community events and neighbors we lost. Our community stayed active and connected despite the cold weather. The Bossler Memorial Library hosted a fun Tween Tech event on Saturday for kids in grades K through 5 to learn about gadgets. Earlier in the week, adults enjoyed the Mahjong Club, and the Carlisle Theater hosted its Oscars Film Series 2026. Sadly, we also had to say goodbye to several neighbors this week, including Margaret E. Baker, Reverend Muriel D. Bronakowski, Fred E. Zimmerman Sr., Krista Maria Elliott, and Naomi H. Lamison. We send our thoughts to their families, and we also noted that the library would be closed on Monday, January 19th, for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Carlisle real estate market sales, January 12th through January 18th. The housing market in Carlisle saw some interesting numbers this week. We saw fewer sales than last year, but the prices were significantly higher. One very large home sale pushed our numbers up. Here are the specific stats for closed home sales in Carlisle, PA for this past week. Total home sales, 5 homes sold, up 2 from last week, down 1 from last year. Median sale price, $370,000, up from $357,300 last week, up from $317,500 last year. Highest sale price, $874,410, up from $362,100 last week, up from $724,851 last year. Lowest sale price, $253,000, up from $211,674 last week, up from $180,000 last year. Here's a list of the homes that sold last week. 25 Wilson Street, $253,000, closed January 12, 2026. 8 Brookside Drive, $265,000, closed January 16, 2026. 920 Northwest Street, $370,000, closed January 16, 2026. 10 Family Drive, $534,990, closed January 15, 2026. 68 North Dickinson School Road, $874,000, closed January 14, 2026.
Real estate stats are obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Stats are for all of Carlisle Area School District, January 12, 2026 through January 18, 2026, per Bright MLS. Conclusion: a week of highs and lows. To wrap things up, the week of January 12th through 18th, 2026 brought a mix of challenges and victories to Carlisle. We saw our police force close a major case with an arrest, while also asking for help with a local theft. Our first responders handled a dangerous barn fire, and our local college announced exciting renovation plans for the future. While the local economy took a hit with logistics layoffs, Carlisle companies celebrated a major business anniversary. Through the bitter cold weather, we cheered on our sports teams and watched the real estate market grow in value. As always, we kept moving forward together as a community.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!